Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Inessa and I am an indie author from Toronto, Canada, and I publish under the pen name A.N. Sage. I write YA fantasy, some sci-fi, a lot of mystery, and I'm going to be transferring over into a few other genres, one of which we'll talk about today. If you're new to the channel, you should know I post weekly videos. Most of them have something to do with writing. A lot of them have something to do with planners and stationery because I am a planner fanatic. I'm just obsessed with it. And then there's some behind the scenes, some creative entrepreneurship things, some cover design things. So just all around a good combination of material for anybody who's a creative in today's day and age. If you feel like subscribing to get more videos delivered to you, if that sounds like something that's up your alley and you want to subscribe, then I would really appreciate it and welcome you with open arms into this wonderful community that we have growing here. I absolutely love talking to each and every single one of you. Whenever there's a comment, I get so excited. I can't wait to answer it. So if you have any videos you want me to make sure you comment below. Now, in today's video, we are talking about what I think everybody in the writing community is currently talking about, which is Preptober. It is Preptober. Now, if you don't know what Preptober is, the first thing you should know about is what Preptober is for. And Preptober, which I think is in the name, it's October with preparation, right? Preparation in October. But what are you preparing for? We're preparing for NanoWrimo. NanoWrimo is National Novel Writing Month. And in this month, the month of November, a bunch of writers pretty much all over the world get together and hold each other accountable in order to write 50,000 words in 1 month. Now, for most people, that's pretty much a novel. For me, it's a bit under a novel. Usually my novels sit around 80,000 words, more or less. But in a lot of genres, 50,000 words is a full-fledged novel. In fact, that is how you categorize novels, 50,000 words, I believe, and up. So you could write a novel in 1 month if you participate in NanoWrimo. Plus, there's other perks. You get to meet other writers. There's accountability, which is always great if you're not someone who kind of can hold themselves accountable and write all the time. So essentially, the way it works is there's a website. You upload your project to that website. You set it up. And every day, whatever amount of words you write, I think 1667 is what you need to be writing every day to make the 50,000. You don't have to write every day. You could write like 3,000 in 1 day, put that in, then you'll be ahead, right? But you upload it into your little tracker and it kind of tells you where you're writing, where you stand. And then there's different winning rewards at the end and participation rewards, which a lot of times are pretty good. Like you can get, before you were able to get discount codes for uploading to Ingram Spark. There was Scrivener discount codes. I think Plotter maybe was one of them. There's like quite a few in there that were pretty cool, all writing related. So I wanted to kind of chat with you guys about what my plans are, what I'm doing in Preptober, what I'm prepping, and what I'm going to be working on for NanoWrimo. So my Preptober, as of right now, is a little bit different. I am not just prepping for a novel that I'll be writing in November, which I'll talk about in a second. But I am also actually finishing a novel. I'm finishing the 8th in my Shadowhurst series, and I'm in a different spot today. I think I kind of like this spot better, but I'm here because the window light was a bit too much, and I was filming a design course. I have cover design and different digital art courses that I offer, and I'm building up what I offer there. So I was filming a digital hair painting course, which is why I'm here. But that's neither here nor there. Anyways, the last book in Shadowhurst, the Shadowhurst series, was Crystal of Doom. This is the last one. So I'm just going to zoom in so you can kind of see that cover a bit better. I did design this cover myself, and the whole series was designed. I pretty much designed every single cover for all my books myself. But this was the last book, so I'm writing book 8 in the series. Now, I have, as of this video, I have about 15 chapters still left to write. So I'm cutting it close. But I'm trying to write 2 chapters a day, and I really need to finish the first draft of that. I write very clean drafts, by the way. I don't know if you're someone who does that, but what I do is whatever I write, let's say I wrote 2 chapters today, before I start writing tomorrow, I will edit those 2 chapters. I will run them through Pro Writing Aid. I will fully edit them, flesh them out, make sure the plot's on point, make sure no beats are missing, and then I start writing the next 1 or 2 or however many. And that works really well for me, because when I'm done with that, my final edit is really more just like a read through with small things that need to get fixed here and there. And then I send it off to betas and an editor and all of that. So my goal for October is to finish this draft, this clean draft of Portal of Ruin, which is the last book in the Shadowverse series, book 8, and send that off before NanoWrimo starts. Will I make it? I don't know. What happens if I don't make it? So I want to talk about that too, because people think that just because it's NanoWrimo, that you need to figure out some book that you're going to write specifically for that month. And it has to be that book, and it has to be start to finish. But I encourage you to treat NanoWrimo a little bit more fluidly. I think any words are words that should count, right? If you're rewriting, maybe even if you're editing, right? Words are words. So if you're going through something that it does not necessarily fit one book particularly, it's okay. I think you should still be able to participate. I only think that's fair. You're still writing. You're still doing something for the book world. And so you should be out there with other authors, and you should be getting that accountability and should be making friends with them, because why not? We're all doing the same things, just in different stages, right? So my plan is, whatever happens with Shadowverse, wherever I am when NanoWrimo starts, I'm going to let that kind of drip into the NanoWrimo project. I'm going to count it towards my NanoWrimo project, which I will talk about in a second, even though it's a very different book, very different genre. I will count those words towards my Nano, because I'll be writing during Nano. And then I kind of will do a calculation for myself, just so I know like what I wrote during that month. So when all is said and done, when the project is over, I'm just going to roll straight into the next one. So what is my next project? So if you know me, then you know that I write young adult fantasy. I write kind of fantastical mystery. There's always mystery in it. I mean, my tagline for my author name is mystery, like magic, mystery, mayhem, right? So mystery is always in my books, one way or another. I mean, even my fantasy science fiction mashup that I wrote, Cortega, had mystery in it. It's just what I like to do. I enjoy it. It's what I read. And up until this point, I have written mostly YA. My first series, Etherborn, the first few books I ever wrote, they were NA, but to be honest with you, they read like YA. So I always had a passion for YA. I just love that age group, and really works really well for me. I just like the coziness of it, And because of that coziness, the next project that I'm working on is actually going to be a paranormal cozy mystery. It is not going to be for young adults. It is going to be very much for adults. It's actually going to follow more of like a middle-aged character, which I'm super excited to write. Because I am a middle-aged character, so it makes sense that I would want to write about one. And so I'm really excited for it. I have a really good idea that I think it's a good idea that I think I can really elaborate on. I love the puns and the names, like the titles that you can come up with. And I'm just super excited to actually design like a book cover for this book and do kind of a reveal of a title, which I think I'm going to be doing before Nano, because I'd like to start that project with like a book cover and the title in place. So I might be working on that soon, and I might be sharing it here before I share it anywhere else. So stay tuned. But that's going to be my next project. So I'm going to transition from Book 8 in Shadowverse, whatever that is, straight into a completely different genre. I will make some videos about transitioning into a different genre and what that's like for me. I will not be using a different pen name in case that was going to be a question somebody asked. I won't be doing that. I think because it's still cozy, like I'm not going to be writing, it's for adults, but I'm not going to be writing, there's no gratuitous anything in it. There won't be swear words or anything like that because it's a cozy. And so I think that there won't be an interference in audience. And to be honest with you, my audience does read a lot of cozy paranormal mysteries and cozy mysteries in general. So it will work. What I am going to be doing is segregating kind of my website to have a young adult section, like a landing page at the beginning where it will take you to the young adult and then to cozy mysteries. And that's going to be separated out. But that's kind of down in the future. This book is not scheduled to come out until next year. Now, the cool thing about this book is I am planning, before I release the first one, which I'm thinking is towards like the end of January, February-ish, before I release the first one, I am planning to have the first three books in this series written. Now, if you've read cozy mysteries and cozy, and para-cozies and all of that, there's usually like a ton of books in a series. So it's right up my alley. I write very long series. Some of them have like 20 books, and some of them more. It's never ending, right? Because there's always a new murder to solve, a new mystery, and all of that. So I'm super excited for that. I like that it doesn't have to be read in order, really. That really works really well because then I don't feel pressured. Like if I want to interrupt writing that series with something else, I don't feel pressured to just do that. So with that said, I am planning to have all three done. So I think writing that book during Nano is going to really like encourage me to get the other ones, like pump them out one a month. And that way by like February-ish, probably like beginning February-ish, I'm going to push towards the beginning of January because I'm thinking if I'm finishing up the third book, I can start like working on releasing the other one. Like I'm going to start promoting the first one before I even start writing the next two. So there'll be a lot of things working hand in hand. What I'm really hoping for, and I will keep you posted on how that goes, is because this is a new series, it will kind of give me new drive, right? Like you're always more excited about like something new. So I don't know what this little dance was, but it's my exciting dance. So I'm hoping that will really push me to write faster and Nano. So we'll see. And then the next thing that I kind of wanted to show off here, because we do a lot of stationery planners, is what I'm using during Preptober. Now I am using two things. One is on my computer, which I will actually have a video next week about how I'm using it, what it is, how I've set it up, and it's Plotter. I've just started using Plotter. This is a new thing for me. I'm trying it out. This video is obviously not sponsored by any means. I will link it down below, but I don't get anything from linking it or you guys visiting it or whatever. I got it because it's super inexpensive. It works with Scrivener. It also works with Microsoft Word, obviously, but it works with Scrivener, which I love because you know that I use Scrivener pretty heavily. And I just like the timeline idea, and it has templates for beats, which really work. So I'm going to let you know how that goes. I have started working on plotting everything in here, and I've really, really liked it so far. I love it. I love that you can build a series Bible as you work and then just like export all of that to Scrivener. So I'm really liking it so far. However, be forewarned, I actually had one of our little community members, our lovely little people here on YouTube, comment on one of the videos where they let me know that Plotter erased all of their work. So they were working on something and it all disappeared, and the team from Plotter could not help them back it up. So that I think it was probably a fluke accident. I haven't heard of anybody else having this issue before. I'm in the Plotter community on Facebook, and I have not heard that happen before. However, just be forewarned that might happen. And what I've been doing, because I'm paranoid and this is like a new genre for me, a new book, and I don't want to lose any work, is I've just been exporting it to Scrivener every time I use it. So every time I add beats or add anything to it, I export it to Scrivener and I export the whole document just to kind of have backups, because you can never have too many backups. So the other thing that I'm using is my trusty bullet journal. So I have everything behind me. There's like no table here now. So that's one thing about this area is there's nowhere to store things. But I am using my trusted bullet journal. This is just a regular leaf term, I think is how you pronounce that. Probably not. Bullet journal. I do have a full walkthrough of this, and I will link it in the cards and in the description probably. But it's just all my plotting notes. And I'm using this for the next book, and I'm actually really liking this. So before, if you go through my my walkthrough, I had like all my beats kind of as a guide in here of how I used to plot, and I still use that to plot, but because it's a cozy mystery, it's a different genre, it's working a little bit different. There is a different kind of beat plotting to a cozy mystery, because there's like interviews and like people. I'm not going to show you because the name is on here, but there's like interviews with people, suspect lists, like murder boards. Basically, you have to plot, which is a little bit different than the way like a regular 3x structure works, which, I mean, it still is a 3x structure. You still have, like, it's still divided into 3 acts, but the different beats have different things that you could plot into them. And Plotter has a template for a cozy mystery, so perfect. But what I've been using this for is basically like a regular notebook. So I have like place or series name ideas. I've been writing the murder ideas by book, which sounds so creepy if you think about it, but I've been plotting murders in here. I'm a murderer plotter. But yeah, I've been plotting like the main murder, then there's like a secondary murder, and that's how I'm using this book. So this, in conjunction with a plotter, so far has been great. And to be honest with you, I might just import my own plotting notes, like my own plotting beats, the way that I have them set up, into Plotter, because you can do that and save it as a template for myself and just use it that way. Now, if you want to get my plotting beats, they're not mine. Obviously, they're just a combination of different beats that I found out there that I kind of like rejigged a little bit to work best for me. But I have like templates and sheets in the resource library that you can sign up by signing up for the newsletter for this channel, and that's right in the description. It's completely free. I try to add to it as much as I can. I just added to it something to it recently. And I'm going to be adding some Scrivener templates to it soon, as per people. A few people have requested those, so I'm working on some like a series Bible, series Scrivener template to add to that resource library for free as well. So you can grab those notes there. But if you go into Plotter, there's some templates there already loaded up, ready to use. So those are basically my Preptober plans. I just kind of wanted to chat a little bit. I know everybody's really excited, and I'm super excited too. This will be the first time in a couple of years, like 3 years, I think maybe, that my writing has actually, like my schedule of writing has actually coincided with NanoWrimo, where I actually have a book to write. Like, I'm not in the middle of edits, I'm not in the middle of launches. I actually have a book to write at the same time that Nano is happening, and I could not be happier. I'm also at this place now where I have a better schedule with like the baby and life and all of that. So I'm super excited. Now, if you're a Nano, please drop your name, your link name, or your Nano handle down below, and comment on what you're going to be working with, and I'll check it out, and we can be friends on there. That's going to be super exciting. We can hold each other accountable. So make sure you comment below. Once I have everything set up, I'll start like following people and seeing what they're up to and all of that good stuff. So are you doing Nano? Let me know, basically, is what I'm asking. Who else is doing this with me? Come on, let's do it together. We can encourage each other. Now, if you're not doing Nano, that's okay too. You can write at your own pace. You absolutely don't have to. It's just a fun thing to do. So I'm super excited to go through Preptober. Now, next week, we're going to go over Plotter, which I think is a great tool, especially for Preptober. And then I'm going to do another kind of wrap up of Preptober video for the month as well. So we'll do that. That's going to be super fun. And with that said, as always, thank you guys for sticking around, for watching the video. If you gave it a thumbs up, you're the best. Thank you. And if you're subscribed, so happy to have you here. As always, I hope you stay magical, and I will see you next week for another video. Bye.